The foregoing analysis of the comparative constitutional law from Pakistan and India would show that while the Supreme Courts in India and Pakistan have the power to issue any direction or pass a decree for doing complete justice, the High Courts cannot pass any order in derogation to Article 199 of the Constitution or any law for the time being in force, because the principles of common law, equity and good conscience cannot confer jurisdiction on the courts in Pakistan which has not been vested in them by law, itachi remitted supra. Now we come to the conclusion in this case, which is not important, but since my Lord Justice Salahuddin Anwar has pointed to it, kindly see they do issue directions. The High Court had simply dismissed the petition. Here what they do is, kindly see. If I could read para AA, placitum AA at page 239 handwritten. We are persuaded to direct as under. The Hajj policy should be framed, announced and placed on the website of MORA, preferably within 6 weeks. So they came to the conclusion that you have to issue a Hajj policy. This is your obligation. The court is not issuing the policy. It is simply making the government perform a function that it had to perform.
This is what Article 199 says.
Yes,
if somebody fails to perform its duty,
yes,
we can direct them to perform your function.
Yes. So that is what they've done. So they're saying, look, the High Court could not have done this, but we have done it.
And that is the writ of mandamus.
Yes, but also see, so anyway, so they have granted relief, sir. Aisa nahi hai. Now I'll not go into the specific order passed here. That's not relevant to us. So after laying down the law, they have applied the law in order to say that this is a case in which matters had come to them under Article 199, read with 185(3). They granted leave and they've issued certain directions by relying on Article 187 of the Constitution, read with Article 184(3), in order to enforce fundamental rights. And they've clearly said कि कोई specific rubric नहीं चाहिए था इस petition के ऊपर कि लिखा होता this is under 184(3). 185 में आ गई है, that's good enough. We will now.
But in High Court petition was not dismissed.
So उसमें भी कुछ उन्होंने orders किए थे. ठीक है sir. I'm not too concerned with what happened here in the High Court. I'm concerned with the law laid down here.
Just you have argued that petition was dismissed.
Sir, I'm not so sure, but that's not the issue before us.
That petition was not dismissed.
Okay, but that's not really the issue, if I may say with humility. The issue is what has the Supreme Court ultimately laid down as the law of the land. So this is where we are, sir. And this, I hope, will answer quite a few questions that have arisen regarding procedure and who was before the court and who was not before the court. And two other points I need to make very quickly with respect to these powers under 187, read with 184(3). One is the submission that voting is a fundamental right. The entire process, electoral process that starts with the formation of a political party, its entry into the electoral fray, the holding of elections, then the composition of the assemblies, the people having voted, all of this flows directly out of Article 17(2) of the Constitution. So it is a fundamental right.
And which provision this is a fundamental right?
Article 17(2).
17(2) relates to formation of union.
उसको आपने इंटरप्रेट किया है, काइंडली नोट कीजिए.
अगर आप ये 19 में नहीं आता
तो 19 भी आता है. Vote is an expression. बिल्कुल आता है. And the judgment has said this. The judgment has said that the fundamental rights in issue are Article 17(2) and Article 19. बिल्कुल, that is what the judgment has said. कि when you vote, what is a vote? It is an expression of who you want to run the country or who you want to be your representative.
At what age?
That is regulated by law. So there are two aspects to it.
I wanted to ask.
बिल्कुल ठीक फरमा रही हैं आप.
Right reply.
जी.
That is regulated by a law.
Absolutely. And all fundamental rights are regulated by law. Every
लेकिन इसका 18 age के बाद आप entitled हो जाते हैं to vote.
वो ठीक हो गया, because that is a regulation.
19 पर there is an answer.
That is a regulation imposed by law, and the Constitution, the fundamental rights, provide for that. So there is the right created by the Constitution, and then there is its regulation.
There is regulation.
But the right is prior. The right pre-exists.
पैदा होते ही entitled नहीं हो जाते कि आपने वोट देना है, माँ की
वोट. मैं अर्ज करूं.
एक certain age पे पहुंच के आपने वोट देना है.
But it then becomes a fundamental right. It is a मैं पढ़ देता हूँ थोड़ा सा मैं
आप 19 पढ़ लें इसमें
जी मैं 17 पढ़ दूं पहले क्योंकि केस लॉ हमारा मोस्टली जो है वो 17 के हवाले से मैंने एक नोट दिया है if that is before the court. This is titled voting for chosen representatives is a fundamental right.
Yes, sir.
जी आ गया मैं इस पे अभी पढ़ूंगा लेकिन
Almost all fundamental rights are subject to law.
Absolutely.
लॉ के तहत कोई भी restriction हो सकती है.
But the right remains fundamental.
Right remains.
It can be regulated by law. Now kindly see. Article 17 में अगर पढ़ दूं फिर मैं 19 पे आता हूं because these judgments have all dealt with 17 and 19. I go directly to 17(2). Every citizen not being in the service of Pakistan shall have the right to form or be a member of a political party, subject to any reasonable restrictions imposed by law in the interest of the sovereignty or integrity of Pakistan, and such law shall provide that where the federal government declares that any particular party has been formed or is operating in a manner prejudicial to the sovereignty or integrity of Pakistan, the federal government shall within 15 days of such declaration refer the matter to the Supreme Court, whose decision on such reference shall be final. Then I go to 19, freedom of speech. Every citizen shall have the right to freedom of speech and expression, and there shall be freedom of the press subject to any reasonable restrictions imposed by law in the interest of the glory of Islam or the integrity, security or defense of Pakistan or any part thereof. Friendly relations with foreign states, public order, decency or morality, or in relation to contempt of court, commission or incitement to an offence. May I also read Article 2A and the Objectives Resolution? Because that, your lordships have held again and again, can be used to interpret and enlighten the scope of the fundamental.
अगर आप preamble के एक दो वो पढ़ लें.
जी वही मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ.
Preamble.
So मैं पढ़ रहा हूँ Article 2A, which has made it the substantive part.
पहले preamble पढ़े फिर इसमें आ जाता.
ठीक है सर, preamble. They are actually now identical. पहले 2A में और preamble में थोड़ा फर्क आ गया था. Now that difference has been removed. I read the preamble then, if I may.
Yes.
So, whereas sovereignty, I was just waiting, there's a conversation between two of members of the bench.
Safeguard has arrest and detention.
May I read, my Lord Justice Mohammad Ali Mazhar? May I? Sorry. I'm reading the Objectives Resolution in the preamble to the Constitution. It is also there as a substantive part under Article 2A.
Yes, Annexure A.
जी,
Annexure A to the Constitution.
Annexure A पढ़ दूं या preamble?
एक ही बात है, दोनों
एक ही बात है. मैं being technically very correct, I will go to Annexure A, which is under Article 2A and a substantive part of the Constitution. Whereas,
So बताएंगे सर?
जी, this is Annexure A.
Page
आपके पास शायद कोई और बुक होगी.
183 ये इस बुक में 183.
जी, इसमें.
Thank you. जी.
The Objectives Resolution, whereas sovereignty over the entire universe belongs to Allah Almighty alone, and the authority which He has delegated to the state of Pakistan through its people for being exercised within the limits prescribed by Him is a sacred trust. This Constituent Assembly, representing the people of Pakistan, resolves to frame a constitution for the sovereign, independent state of Pakistan, wherein the state shall exercise its powers and authority through the chosen representatives of the people. Now, this I underline. This is the foundational principle, that the chosen representatives of the people shall exercise the authority delegated by the Almighty Allah, and nobody else. This is what our entire constitutional structure stands on. Therefore, choosing the people who are to exercise this authority delegated by the Almighty is of paramount importance. We have to ensure, do everything in our power to ensure that the assemblies that come into existence consist of people actually chosen by the people of Pakistan.
Chosen by the people of Pakistan were deprived in 1971.
Deprived again and again, Lord, again and again.
अगर आप कुछ skip कर जाए आगे चले.
थोड़ा सा और पढ़ दूं.
बाकी आपसे related skip करके आगे चले. Wherein shall be guaranteed fundamental rights.
जी. this would be about the fourth or fifth paragraph from the foot. So the chosen representatives is critical. And then I come to wherein shall be guaranteed fundamental rights, including equality of status, of opportunity and before law, social, economic and political justice, and freedom of thought, expression, belief, faith, worship and association. So association and expression are both to be guaranteed.
Political justice.
Worship and association subject to law and public morality. Quite similar. Political justice. Social, economic and political justice, along with freedom of thought, expression, along with the right to have assemblies that consist of chosen representatives, as stated earlier. Wherein adequate provisions shall be made to safeguard the legitimate interests of minorities and backward and depressed classes, wherein the independence...
I think in this context, special seats were created for women and for non-Muslims.
It is a historic reality that women have suffered on account of certain societal factors, not mandated at all by the law or our culture or religion, but it is a reality. In every household, women have to struggle to be treated with equality, and in many they are treated with equality. Wherein the independence of the judiciary shall be fully secured.
So
now this is the basis. Now on this basis, this court has interpreted Article 17 and Article 19 to come to the conclusion that the entire process of formation of a political party, leading to its participation in elections, leading to the election to an assembly, then the existence of the assembly, all of this is covered by Article 17.2. Article 17.2 is brief, but its implications are deep and pervasive. Now in this note, kindly see, I've placed a few of the key judgments on the point. Workers' Party of Pakistan versus Federation, PLD 2012, Supreme Court 681. I've placed para 33 before your lordships. Again, this is discussing the jurisdiction of the court under 184.3, but I come to the underlined sentences. This court, in the cases of Ms. Benazir Bhutto versus Federation of Pakistan, PLD 1988, Supreme Court 416, Haji Muhammad Saifullah Khan versus Federation, PLD 89, Supreme Court 166, and Mia Muhammad Nawaz Sharif versus President, PLD 93, Supreme Court 473, has already held that the right to form or be a member of a political party guaranteed under Article 17 of the Constitution subsumes the right to participate or contest in the election. So all aspects of participation in an election flow out of Article 17.2. Now obviously participation in an election, the key event there is the act of voting. Subsumes the right to participate or contest in the election and to form government if successful. The petitioners have vehemently averred that the impugned practices violate the fundamental right of the citizenry at large guaranteed by Article 17, read with Article 25 of the Constitution. None of the respondents has rebutted the above assertion of the petitioners. Accordingly, the instant petition is held to be maintainable. Para 35. Before dilating upon the issues agitated in this petition, it may be observed that the 1973 constitutional order is a living manifestation of the will of the people of Pakistan. In this order, the people have made clear that all authority to govern shall be exercised within the limits prescribed by Allah and only by or on behalf of the people of Pakistan. This order therefore rests on two fundamental precepts. Firstly, that the exercise of this authority shall be informed and circumscribed by the principles of Islam. And secondly, that the people of Pakistan shall play an integral role in the exercise thereof. Any action or inaction that contravenes these instructions is ultra vires of this authority, unconstitutional and void. The next page, if I may. Again, the underlined sentences at the top of the page. Therefore, it is patently clear that the constitutional imperative of advancing and protecting fundamental rights as enunciated by Islam through a democratic system of government underpins the operation of our constitutional order. The symbiotic relationship between democracy as a governing system and the objective of advancing and protecting fundamental rights as enunciated by Islam preserves and reinforces both these constitutional dictates as cardinal features of our Constitution. Various provisions of the Constitution have been drafted to effectuate this imperative. The freedom of association, as enunciated by Article 17 of the Constitution, confers a fundamental right on every individual to partake in the political governance of the state, whilst concurrently reinforcing the constitutional mandate to protect and advance this right through a democratic state. Furthermore, the freedom of assembly, Article 16, and freedom of speech, Article 19, also serve to realize this constitutional imperative. My Lord was referring to Article 19. So Article 19 and 17 go together.